A lot of dedication, lots and lots of hard work, and a lot of skills now. You have to become a footballer as well as a goalkeeper now. So the pressure's on a goalkeeper nowadays. They have to have not just stopping the goals going in, which is great, you have to create chances as well. So you become a stopper and an attacker at the same time. So there's a lot more for keepers to do. So it's a much harder position to play nowadays. Massively, because we didn't have coaching when I was playing, unfortunately. The coaching really only come to the fore probably in the early 80s with Bob Wilson, who was probably the founder of it in this country. And it didn't blossom till probably the 90s, and there's only become full-time goalkeeping coaches in the last 10 years. So it's changed dramatically, and it's quite scientific now as well. Lots of physical hard work, but again, it's changed in a manner of ways, but mainly for the better because the facilities are better. And we have drills now that work for goalkeepers, so it's progressed massively. I loved playing, I miss playing dreadfully, and it's the closest thing you can get to playing still. And also you'd like to think that you can help with the younger generation. If I can pass on any sort of advice or skills that they can make themselves better with, then I feel I've done a good job, and it's quite satisfying as well. Well, Bob Wilson was my biggest influence because he was the first one that I ever worked with. I was lucky enough when I was playing for Brentford many years ago in the early 80s. I worked with Bob on his first goalkeeping camps, but I was allowed to go into Arsenal occasionally and train with him. People like John Lukic was the first team goalkeeping, or was goalkeeper at the time. So I was so lucky to have had the very first probably goalkeeping coaching in this country. So Bob is my hero in that respect, and the one that we all look up to, the guru really of goalkeeping coaches. At Crystal Palace I do the 18s and 21s and also the 16s on a match day. So pretty much it's full on training each and every day. You set out your session plans in the morning, get yourself ready to go. Time slots that we have to work in, but goalkeepers we generally go out before everybody else and finish a bit later as well. So they do work the hardest. I do make them work very, very hard, but we kind of work to a syllabus as well. So we need to, if it's crossing, distribution, shot stopping, then we work on each aspect and try and improve on each one. And work on weaknesses if they play a game on a midweek or a weekend and we feel that there's a weakness, and we try and work on that during the week as well. It's a multitude of things, but again, we look for goalkeepers now. I think they always look for distribution. It's a massive thing. Two-footed goalkeepers is a must nowadays because you become that fifth defender at the back there, and you become part of the back four or five, as we call it, that you have to, counter-attacks. So it's very important that goalkeepers are comfortable with the ball at their feet as much as their hands nowadays. In the Premier League, I'm a Joe Hart fan. I'm a big Joe Hart fan. Obviously at Palace we've got three great goalkeepers as well, with Julian Speroni and Wayne Hennessy and Alex McCarthy. They're great lads to work with as well. So I think we're sport in this country of goalkeepers. I don't think the English keepers get enough credit for what they are, but Joe Hart at the moment is my favourite. No clipboard, no stopwatch. Depends what time of the year it is.